Zynga's Tiny Tower clone is here. Get a grip on your Android's battery life and more Google TV apps today on App Judgment. This episode of App Judgment is brought to you by Netflix. Welcome to App Judgment, your source for mobile application news and reviews. I'm Mauricio Balvanera.
And I'm Ron Richards.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Mao. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Will you be my Valentine?
No, I won't. I'm sorry, I'm taken.
Wah, wah.
What are you doing tonight?
I'm curling up with my Google TV and I'm watching some TV.
Cutting to the chase, straight to the Google TV.
No, I have lovely plans, and hopefully the TV will not be on for any of it. So.
Good.
Actually, I'll probably have the Google Music app running on my Google TV while I have dinner.
A little mood setter.
Yeah, a little M83 for yeah.
Wow.
But.
All right, we got some actual app news to talk about today. First thing is Zynga's Tiny Tower clone is out. It's called Dream Heights. It's in the App Store now. It's free, it's freemium, and it's exactly like Tiny Tower.
I was gonna say, this looks awfully familiar.
Yeah, so this story has been around for a while. We all knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Is it Nimblebits? Nimblebits created the first.
I forget the developer name.
I think it's called Nimblebits.
Yeah.
They created Tiny Tower. They sent a nice email or note to Zynga saying, "Hey, thanks for cloning our game here."
Well, they do say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
It is. And you were saying earlier how lots of companies make clones of games and other pieces of software.
I mean, when Angry Birds came out, didn't we have a year of Angry Bird-esque games with from the UI to pick levels to the horizontal scrolling?
Absolutely.
The thing is, you're right. Dream Heights by Zynga looks a lot like Tiny Tower.
Yes.
Looks a lot like it. It's a very similar concept. But that said, it's probably because Tiny Tower is a good game. Like, the guys who made Tiny Tower should be really flattered, and I wouldn't be surprised. I know nothing about this. I know Zynga's an 800-pound gorilla in the room when it comes to game development.
Right.
But I would imagine that they probably talked to Tiny Tower's folks. Maybe they tried to buy it. Maybe Tiny Tower said, "Hey, we've got something. Didn't work out." So Zynga was fine. We'll build it ourselves.
I have a feeling we haven't heard the entire story here, but I played some of the tutorial levels, and the gameplay is exactly the same. Exactly the same as Tiny Tower. It's just skinned a little differently. Better graphics, better sound.
Which one do you like better?
I like Tiny Tower better, I have to say, and I could be playing into the story, but I like that 8-bit look. Yeah. That sort of the art style.
You like an underdog, and you like an underdog.
And I like the underdog.
Now, here's the thing: I'm not a big gamer, especially not a big mobile gamer, but there are Zynga loyalists, right?
Sure.
That people are going to see that dog and be like, "Oh yes, give me that."
That's the one.
Yeah. So it's tough. I mean, they're a lot like Microsoft in that way now when it comes to mobile gaming. So.
Let us know what you think. AppJudgmentRevision3.com. I think this is sort of a controversial topic. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are.
Yes.
We've got Android news too.
Yes, that other platform, the reason why I'm here. So the one complaint, actually iOS, Android, no matter what kind of cell phone you have, a lot of people complain about or have a hard time dealing with managing their battery. We use these phones, we don't talk on them that much, but we're constantly checking Twitter, checking our email, doing all stuff like that, and the battery just goes like that.
Yep.
Ice Cream Sandwich, Android version 4.0 came out, had a bunch of new tools inside the app, inside the OS that let you monitor your battery a little more than any previous versions.
Fantastic tools.
Fantastic, but
great.
Not enough if you're a little OCD.
Yeah.
So you found a great app called My Battery Drain Analyzer for Android.
And this is for all you OCD people. The way it works is you install it and it stays open in sleep mode. And every time your battery drops 1%, it opens up and takes all these stats and goes right back to sleep. So in theory, you should have about 100 posts by the time your battery dies. And the data is really interesting. I was taking a look at the information as I just installed it a few hours ago, and it's already ticking away at some of the trends.
Well, it reveals a lot of things about how you use your phone.
Yes.
And a lot of the things that people think drain batteries actually don't, and a lot of things they wouldn't expect actually do. So like, for example, I know one thing, GPS. Everyone's always, turn off GPS, it's going to bring you drain. The GPS ping actually never turns off in your phone, and when it is like on, in the on mode, it's not that much of a battery drain.
Right.
That said, the screen is your biggest battery drain. If you're worried about battery life, bring your contrast all the way down or set it to that auto mode, which I find works great because it picks up the light and adjusts as needed. Because if you turn your screen contrast all the way up, it's going to drain your battery quicker than anything. And it's also interesting because you get to see what apps are running in the background. You might have, for example, I run the official Twitter app. I set it to check every 15 minutes. If you have it checking every 5 minutes or every minute, you'll see a lot of more activity. If you use Wi-Fi, I know you've run into some problems with 4G.
4G is going to drain battery a lot more than, I know you're not running 4G, so you haven't really seen this. But I have to turn it off every once in a while. This is not going to improve your battery life. Not directly. You made a good point where it is going to tell you why your battery is draining.
It's like preventative medicine for your phone. It's like how am I using my phone and what is causing the battery to drain and how can I change my behavior to save battery?
Yes.
That's what it will do.
This is not Juice Defender. Juice Defender will actually keep your battery from draining.
Yeah, it won't change anything on your phone. This is purely just a running log to tell you what you're doing. So, and information is power, people, because knowing it's half the battle.
Oh, you went there.
I did.
You went there.
Hey, I'm a child of the 80s. I can do it.
All right, we have another iOS app here, and this is from our Crosswalk community, Vintage Camera Pro. I don't know if you've heard, Crosswalk is a community that we're pimping heavily nowadays.
I've heard.
Just because we're big fans of it. Mostly because it's showing us directly what you guys are using, the AppJudgment community. When you go to crosswalk/join/AppJudgment, you automatically enter the AppJudgment community. And we actually get to see what you guys are downloading, what you guys are into.
That's so cool. I mean, it's one thing to see what people like the charts of like heavily downloaded apps or whatever, but it's great to see what a community and like to see what people who you trust are also downloading.
Yeah, so, exactly. And this app, I played around with it a little bit today. You guys are right. It is very cool. It's a lot like Instagram without the community. It's got it's very basic. You take a picture, and it's got a great set of filters at the bottom. It's free right now. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why it popped up to number one.
It's a big influencer.
Yeah, big influencer. And the filters are fantastic. They look really, really good.
People love those camera apps on iOS. They really do. So
they do.
Interesting. I got to get on Crosswalk. I have an iPad. I use
Androider.
I'm an Androider, but I use an iPad. I just don't have an iPhone. So maybe I'll get on and I'll get into the game.
All right. We're going to be talking Google TV apps because Ron here is the Google TV expert in-house and out-house as well.
There's no Google TV in the outhouse. No, that's just ridiculous.
All right, but first let's thank our sponsor. Netflix streams TV episodes and movies directly to your home, saving you time and money. Instantly watch unlimited TV episodes and movies streaming directly to your PC, Mac, iPhone, or Android, or right to your TV with your PS3, Xbox 360, or Nintendo Wii console.
I can't live without my Netflix. And for a limited time, you can get your trial membership. Just go to netflix.com/AJ and sign up now.
And Netflix is now available in the UK and Ireland.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Our viewers there can get the same free trial as in the US. Just check out netflix.co.uk/AJ or netflix.ie/AJ. Check it out.
The La Tigre documentary is on Netflix now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should watch that.
You can watch it anywhere now.
Yeah, Who Took the Bomb?
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called, and it's amazing.
It's not a question you're asking me.
No, it's a question.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the title?
That's the title.
So, I watched it on my Google TV.
Awesome. All right, well, let's check out the Google TV here. Let me switch inputs here.
So, when last time I was on, we were talking about Google TV. One of the things I was mentioning how the Android marketplace was fairly new. There wasn't a lot of applications that are out there. I'm watching more and more applications get added to the marketplace almost on a weekly basis. If you're not following the Google TV blog over at Google, the official Google TV blog, they're doing a great job of highlighting new apps that are available in the marketplace. And it's interesting to see that as developers get a handle on the hardware and the different kind of flavor of Android that's out there to see what apps come up.
Right.
So, and one that I thought was interesting that I thought you would dig is one called Social TV.
Okay.
Which is
we actually see it happening right now.
We actually see it here, and it's basically. I mean, when we last talked about Google TV, we talked about how a lot of the TV apps were, a lot of the apps for Google TV were a way to watch TV and be able to post to Twitter and to do all stuff like that. And they were cool, and they were neat. But this one is unique because it pretty much gives you what you want from Twitter while you're watching TV, and what that is this steady stream of tweets that come in and get overlaid over whatever you're watching.
Right. This is an extreme example right here. We're using the hashtag Valentine's Day, so we're getting bombarded, but it's showing you you can follow specific hashtags or search terms.
Keywords.
You would need to purchase the full version to get very specific keywords. Otherwise, you just corralled into the hashtags.
Yeah, but for example, hashtags. I mean, hashtags are ubiquitous now. I'm kind of shocked at how far they've gone.
Yeah.
And so if you're watching the Super Bowl, you just throw Social TV up, say follow hashtag Super Bowl, and as you're watching the game, you can see the commentary coming through from across the spectrum of Twitter tweets.
You know, I think this would be a fun way, as long as you don't mind the stream of tweets of. If if you're watching a very specific show, enter the search term for that show, and you can see other tweets coming in.
You could watch with the Twitter community,
right.
which is really cool. And the key thing for me about this is that I want to have this as customizable as possible. I don't want to have a UI forced down my face. So, for example, here we've got the tweets coming along the top with the avatar to the right. You can adjust this. You can push the tweets down to the bottom, which is where I would put them. You can move the avatar to the left. You can change the alignment. You can specify how quick it refreshes if you're worried about hitting data.
Yeah, can I mute them?
I think you just turn the app off.
Because that's the thing. I mean, one of my worries is, and I think a lot of viewers are going to say the same thing. Oh my God, it's just too much information. I just want to watch the show at some point. It might be nice to be able to.
I think so too, and I think hopefully we'll see, because it's interesting, because this is actually one of the first apps that I've seen working on top of another app. Because technically, I mean, here we're watching a DVD, and so the disc player app is running, and Social TV is playing on top of it.
Right.
And so be curious, whether you work with the remote, whether there are hotkeys or things like that that you can use to mute it or not mute it. But I think for one of those big kind of event viewing type situations, Social TV is another great way to kind of interact with a wider community, instead of sitting there in front of the TV with your tablet or your phone in your hand, reading what people. Because I mean, in the Super Bowl, during Madonna's performance, half the fun wasn't watching the performance; it was watching what all my friends were, all the snarky conversation.
Yeah, I was just watching the tightrope walker.
Yeah,
that
was
dude.
Awesome.
Speaking of remotes,
I
was on the bridge. I live in the East Bay, and I was on the bridge into the city, and I major face-palmed in the middle of the bridge because I had forgotten the TV remote for the Sony box here.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. And it was one of those things where it's that point of the bridge where you're going to go for miles before you can turn around.
Yeah.
And then I remembered, wait a minute, Ron's other suggested app is
an app called Able Remote. Now, what's interesting is that there's already existing, for about a year now, Google released the official Google TV remote for Android. So if you have an Android phone or Android tablet, you can install a Google TV remote, and basically it replicates the functionality that you can utilize from the remote that came with the device and use your phone. It just uses the Wi-Fi network. It's great. But it was very simple in what it did. It just replicated exactly what the remote does. Finally, somebody built upon that, and Able Remote came out, and what it is now is it's the official Google Remote app plus a bunch more. So in Mauricio's case, he forgot the remote, he lost it. He's now controlling the Google TV from the app on his phone. You can the app is free to download, and if you want to customize the way it looks, you have to pay for a little kind of customization packs.
Sure.
You can change the colors, things like that. But what's really interesting about Able Remote is that not only does it allow you to use your phone as a remote, but it can also work between the phone and the Google TV. So if you get a phone call, the caller ID information will come up on the screen. If you get an SMS message, a text message, it will come up on the screen.
Yeah.
If you want to stream media from device to device, Able Remote can make that happen.
That's awesome.
So it becomes much more than just a simple remote control app. It becomes an extension of Google TV in your hand and allow you to work back and forth with it.
I was playing a little bit with the Google's version of the remote, and it works. It's totally fine. They both have the sort of the trackpads so you can mouse around the screen. Not as feature-rich as Able Remote.
No.
I love the app buttons on the back end where you can access your Netflix, your Pandora, your YouTube.
Well, the app shortcuts is really one of the things that I loved about it, because I love Google TV. I love the new UI. You set up your go-to apps here, and I keep running into the same thing where I use Chrome, I use YouTube, I use Netflix, I use TV and movies, and for some reason the disc player is always I just don't have it down there, the DVD player.
Right.
And so whenever I want to watch it, I've got to go in the remote, I've got to go to the app drawer, I've got to go navigate to disc player and launch it. Now the Able Remote, it's just one button and it launches.
Do you have the Logitech, right? Google TV?
No, I've got this
You've
one.
got the Sony. Okay. So it's sort of the smaller remote.
Yeah, the video game style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I imagine this is going to be good for a lot of you people who have the review, maybe even for the Sony people that have that keyboard, and maybe you don't want a bulky keyboard at your entertainment center. I was thinking to myself, touchscreens have got to be cheap enough where a lot of entertainment systems should come with touchscreen remotes with just a simple UI. Yeah. A keyboard, a virtual keyboard.
Well, and the great thing about this is that you don't have to. In order to do that, a developer would have to create the remote software and make it link with the hardware.
Right.
And all. We're looking at the Harmony remotes, which are great products. And I got my dad the nice Harmony touchscreen one a couple of years back,
oh, cool.
and he controls his TV and all that stuff like this. But this just works because it's Google, it's Android, Google TV app talking to the Google TV.
Yeah.
It just, there's no connecting that has to happen. You do a simple, it works over Wi-Fi. You get a simple kind of authorization code to make sure, yes, I'm allowed to be using this Google TV. Then you're working. So
it's the most expensive TV remote you'll ever have.
Exactly, but it's very functional. Very functional.
You all have phones. It's not that expensive. It's totally cool.
It's you already have it. I mean, like I'm sitting on the couch holding my phone constantly, looking at Twitter, looking at looking at my email. So why not control the TV with the phone? It's perfect. So.
I just imagine you holding your phone in front of the TV, watching it, just for no reason.
It likes the stories.
All right, let us know what you think. Email us at appjudgment@revision3.com. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Crosswalk. I am totally pimping Crosswalk right now. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm pimping Crosswalk
I have noticed, actually. I got the memo.
Sign up at crosswalk/join/appjudgment. That'll instantly put you in the App Judgment pool. Make sure you follow me, Mal Brown Cow, not Annie Goss, because she's already #1, so follow me. Yeah. Don't follow Ron because he's on Android.
I do have an iPad. I should get on there and I should join up there.
Should.
Yeah, I should. Yeah.
Totally. All right.
Maybe I will.
We'll see you guys on Thursday.